Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Turd Ferguson 619 podcast. What is the topic for today? Today's topic is catching a cold then and now. So recently I caught a cold or a flu. I don't know what it was, but I had everything. I had the runny nose, I had the sore throat, I was really tired. And the only recovery was lots of fluids and medicine and bed rest, and that just made me get better and that made me recover. But during my downtime while I was recovering, it made me compare catching the flu then to catching the flu now. So then when I was much younger, when I was a little kid and you would catch the flu or the cold, it was this awesome experience where you got to miss a couple days from school. You know, you would wake up really early and then you would watch those really cool cartoons that for some reason always played while you should have been at school. And then, you know, that's it. Any of that homework, any of that schoolwork that you were supposed to do was just forgiven. If you had a test that day, it was forgiven. You didn't even have to make it up. But then as you got older, the rules started to change and it wasn't the same anymore, you know? As you went to junior high and high school, if you had a project to do, if you had a test to take and you missed it because you were sick, you had to make it up. And then it just gets worse as you're older, as once you leave school, once you're an adult, if you catch a cold, if you get sick, you miss a day, you know, you miss out on time worked. That's a paycheck. That's money you can use to pay your rent, money to pay market, money to pay Xbox Live, Netflix. You miss out on all of that stuff when you get sick. And there's no makeup, you know? How do you make up days that you missed? They're gone. Unless, you know, you're really lucky and you get one of those jobs where they pay your sick days, but then you only have a certain amount of sick days, so you have to actually take good care of yourself, stay healthy, and not miss out and go above and beyond your sick days. And that just got me thinking, and it really bummed me out, you know, how cool it was, how fun it was to be young, and you know, getting sick was like a golden ticket where you would wake up really early, you would watch those cartoons, and then you'd go back to sleep, or you'd watch The Price is Right, and then later in the evening you'd turn on your gaming system and play a couple of video games and take your medicine, go to sleep, and repeat for a couple more days. And then you just came back to school and it was like, oh my gosh, vacation is over. Then you go into junior high and high school, and you have to really pick your miss days. You can't miss your day on a test. You can't miss your day when you have a project to do, because you still have to make it up. You know, there's no ins, ands, and outs about it. Unless, though, you fall really behind. Then you miss a day from school, and you use that day to study for your test. Use that day to take your complete your project, which is funny because once you pull in that Hail Mary pass where you pretend to be sick just so you can have some extra time to work on your project, you know, pretty much you're just throwing whatever it is together. It's like a Hail Mary pass and you're just putting it all together, and it's whatever. It's not like when you have a project to do and you start ahead of time putting everything together piece by piece, and it's like this really nice project, this shining example. It reminds me of this one time when I was in high school and we had to do this history project, and you know, most of the kids, they would use the textbook to complete their history project, just citing and using references from the textbook. And you had these few students that would go above and beyond. For example, get that one student or that one group that would go to the library and they'd pull out different resources and books, encyclopedias, to be able to complete their book or their project for school. Then you had that one student who was just so creative, that was just able to do these creative home movies, videos where they took sources from history, and then they applied it to a really fun video to watch in class. I mean, not every student was able to do that, just very few. I hear that a lot of film directors started out making movies as far as class projects, and from there you just kept growing up, and life just kept getting harder. Once you graduate high school, once you graduate university, go into the workforce, you get a job. These are your set hours, your set schedule. You work these days. You miss them because you're sick? Okay, you miss them. That's it. You miss out on your paycheck. And sometimes you really can't afford to get sick. You're barely making ends meet. Your check is barely covering all your bills, all your expenses. And you miss a day and you just end up falling behind. It just got me thinking, and now I'm gonna have to figure out a way to take better care of myself, because I can't afford to miss days from work. Once I get sick, it just completely hurts me. That's money that I'm counting on to pay my rent, pay my bills. There's no more forgiveness. Once you're a grown-up, once you're an adult, that's it. Game over, man. To quote that really popular character played by Bill Paxton in Aliens. May Bill Paxton rest in peace, but he gave us a really cool catchphrase. Game over, man! So what comes next? This is my advice to all the young people. Enjoy it. Enjoy being a kid. Enjoy being in an elementary school. Those are the best days of your life as far as lack of responsibility. No responsibility. You just have fun, you enjoy life, you explore, you have that big beautiful thing called an imagination that just takes you above and beyond. But as you get older, you start getting more responsibilities. More is expected of you. And as far as the best time of your life, it depends person to person. Some people will say being a kid is their best time of their life because everything was done for them. Their parents made decisions for them. Parents provided them with house, food, all the utilities were covered. Other people say that the best time of their life is when they grew up. I'm sure people like Bill Gates, people like Steve Jobs, may he rest in peace, the best time of their life was when they grew up, when they started creating things that people need and use on a regular basis, things that people didn't know they needed, like Windows for your computer, your PC. Or in Steve Jobs' case, how he created the MacBook computer that had all these apps, GarageBand, iMovie, the iPhone, the iPod, so many things that were created. I'm sure that was the best time of their life, just thinking about what else can I contribute to society? What else can I contribute to the world? And that's where we come in, us the YouTubers, the ones that create the content for you to consume and enjoy. Our hard work, our effort is for your consumption, for your entertainment. I hope that you guys enjoyed this podcast. Hope you had a good time listening. Till the next podcast, and my way of setting out this time based on this topic is stay healthy, try not to get sick. Unless you're in elementary school, then enjoy your golden ticket. Bye-bye, everybody.